Imagine if your entire life revolved around one radical idea, that no one should ever suffer alone. Not just a fleeting thought or a passing feeling of pity, but a burning conviction, a mission that shapes every action, every word, every moment. This was the heart of Saint Vincent de Paul, the man known to history as the Apostle of Charity, whose legacy continues to inspire, challenge, and transform lives centuries after his own humble beginnings. Vincent's story starts in the small village of Pouilly in rural France, where he was born into poverty in 1581. His family was poor, but they were rich in faith and resilience. From an early age, Vincent saw the struggles of those around him, the exhaustion of farmers, the hunger of children, the despair of the elderly. The world he knew was not kind to the poor, and opportunities for escape were few. Yet even as a child, Vincent's heart was moved by the suffering he witnessed. He dreamed of a future where he could do more than simply survive. He longed to serve. Driven by this hope, Vincent excelled in his studies and was eventually ordained as a priest. At first, the priesthood seemed to offer him the comfort and stability he had lacked growing up. But life had other plans. A series of unexpected events, some fortunate, some deeply painful, opened Vincent's eyes to a deeper calling. He found himself ministering to the most marginalized, orphans left to fend for themselves, prisoners forgotten by society, and the sick abandoned in cold, lonely hospitals. He saw suffering up close, not as a distant concept, but as a daily reality for thousands. It was in these encounters that Vincent's mission was forged. He realized that charity was not about a few coins dropped in a poor box, nor about grand gestures meant to draw applause. True charity, Vincent believed, meant entering into the world of the suffering, not as a distant benefactor, but as a companion, a friend, a witness to their dignity. He would later say, "Go to the poor, you will find God." But Vincent didn't stop at personal service. He saw the need for new structures, new communities that could multiply compassion. So he founded the Congregation of the Mission, known as the Vincentians, an order dedicated to bringing both material and spiritual aid to those who needed it most. Under Vincent's leadership, the Vincentians went where others would not. To the slums, the prisons, the plague wards. They preached, taught, and cared, but above all, they listened. They refused to see the poor as problems to be solved, but as brothers and sisters to be loved. Vincent's vision was contagious. He inspired not only clergy, but countless lay people, ordinary women and men, who had never before imagined that their daily lives could be channels of charity. With the help of his friend, Louise de Marillac, he founded the Daughters of Charity, a new kind of religious community where women could serve the poor directly on the streets and in homes, unhindered by the cloister. Lay movements sprang up, networks of volunteers, mothers, merchants, and students, all united by the conviction that Christ himself was present in those who suffer. What makes Vincent's story so enduring is not just the scale of his work, but the depth of his insight. He understood that charity is not a hobby or a seasonal activity. It's a way of seeing the world. It's the habit of recognizing Christ in the hungry child, in the lonely widow, in the prisoner behind bars. Vincent taught that every act of compassion, no matter how small, is a participation in the love of God. He challenged people to move beyond pity to solidarity, beyond donation to relationship. Vincent's life was not without struggle. He faced setbacks, misunderstandings, and exhaustion. He witnessed the devastation of war, the spread of plague, and the apathy of those who had much to give but little desire to share. Yet he never lost faith in the power of charity to heal wounds and build communities. He never allowed bitterness or cynicism to cloud his vision. Instead, he remained steadfast, reminding his followers, charity is inventive to infinity. What does Vincent's legacy mean for us today? In a world that often measures success by wealth or status, Vincent's example offers a different path, the path of presence. It's easy to think that the solution to poverty or loneliness is simply more money. But Vincent saw that the deepest poverty is often not material, but spiritual, the poverty of isolation, neglect, and invisibility. He knew that the gift of presence, the act of truly seeing, listening, and honoring another person, can transform lives in ways that money alone never could. Consider the people around you, not just those who live far away in distant lands, but those in your own city, neighborhood, or even family. Who feels abandoned, overlooked, or forgotten? Who is hungry not only for bread, but for dignity and hope? Charity begins with the willingness to step into their world, to offer not just resources, but relationship. It means being willing to inconvenience yourself, to be interrupted, to allow another's pain to touch your heart. It means seeing Christ in the poor and allowing that vision to change the way you live. The challenge of Vincent de Paul is not to add another task to your busy schedule, but to adopt a new way of seeing, to notice the person in need, to respond with compassion, and to build communities where no one suffers alone. It's a call to be inventive in love, to find new ways to serve, to never say, "There is nothing I can do." For Vincent, charity was always possible because Christ was always present, in the poor, in the suffering, in the ordinary moments of everyday life. As you reflect on Vincent's legacy, ask yourself, who around me needs not just my money, but my presence? Who longs to be seen, heard, and valued? What small act of compassion can I offer today? A listening ear, a kind word, a helping hand. Remember, the greatest gift you can give is yourself, the gift of time, attention, and respect. St. Vincent de Paul's life is a reminder that charity is not reserved for saints or heroes. It's a calling for each of us. It's the invitation to make love our mission, to ensure that no one suffers alone, to build a world where the dignity of every person is honored. May his example inspire you to live with compassion, creativity, and courage. May you see Christ in the poor, and may your presence bring hope where it is needed most.